Scott Galloway is an American public speaker, an academic author, and a podcast host. But more importantly, he's an entrepreneur and a multimillionaire who knows how to handle business. In this video, we're going to see Scott Galloway just deliver a devastating takedown of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. As usual, let's watch the video in full, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
Do you accept, Scott, that he's a genius, or do you feel it's smoke and mirrors with Musk? Because when I watched him talk me through his Optimus thing, I just saw the 10-year-old boy who used to write programs.
I don't think you can deny his genius. I'll use Starlink on my flight to London in a couple of days, and it's a superior product. I owned a Tesla. But somehow we've decided in America that innovation and money replaces or obviates or excuses depravity. Cutting off aid to HIV-positive mothers, deciding what veterans should get benefits, cutting off SNAP payments, which have shown to have a positive net return when people run out of money for food at the end of the month. I think one of the wonderful things about being an American, and quite frankly, for me, what it means to be a man and what I try to teach my boys, is the whole point of prosperity is such that you can protect people. And I think the two of you are more impressed with Mr. Musk than I am. I think if somebody is making Nazi salutes, if somebody is being sued concurrently by two women for sole custody of their child because that person has not spent any time with that child, when someone is so severely addicted to drugs they can't get their shit together to show up to the White House without looking exceptionally high, I don't think that's the right role model for young men. So what I would ask to all of us is look at what money has done to us. That if someone can land a rocket on metal scissors or create a great AV, he's a genius. He's the wealthiest man in the world. But does that mean we should excuse depravity? Does that mean, unlike Bill Gates, he's not using his billions to help people? He's not planting trees, the shade of which he won't sit under? I think this is an individual who has literally come off the tracks, who is rabidly addicted to drugs, and is using his immense power to get people elected, and that too many of us excuse what is abhorrent behavior. I think his legacy is not going to be an EV or putting rockets into space. I think it's going to be unnecessary death, disease, and disability of the world's most vulnerable. That is not what it means to be an innovator. It's not what it means to be an American. It's not what it means to be a man.
Wow. This is your quote. I believe he's purposefully creating massive market volatility such that him and his insiders can make billions of dollars in market manipulation and insider trading. And that on his meme coin offer, you said this is arguably the biggest grift in modern history. I mean, it's a pretty striking thing to level at Trump, that he's creating all this global chaos purely for personal gain.
So I'll acknowledge I suffer from Musk derangement syndrome. I also suffer from basic pattern recognition. He has taken tariffs up or down 50 times, 50 times, taking markets way up, way down. And the net effect, as far as I can tell, is one deal with the UK where we're getting some aerospace technology and Aston Martin engines for 10% tariff versus 15%. There has not been a single deal of any material value struck here. And then the morning that he announces huge tariffs that take the markets into one of their biggest one-day declines, his top cop, the Attorney General, sells her Donald Trump media stock. Zero-day options volume has been the days he takes a tariff up or down. Basically, insider trading laws are no longer in effect. When he can open a Swiss banking account in the form of a meme coin the Friday before his inauguration, and people can put money in or take money out, and nobody knows, and just 10 wallets made billions, while 70 or 80,000 lost billions in the subsequent weeks, we have a level of grift, insider trading, or what used to be considered insider trading and market manipulation, the likes of which we haven't seen. So wouldn't he be stupid for him and his cronies? Autocracy is based on the following. You punish your enemies, you threaten lawsuits against them, you announce tariffs against them, and you make your allies billionaires. It seems like there's additional options trading and market participation right before he announces these tariffs going up or down, because the net effect for America so far has just been a damage in our reputation. They had to send out a letter the other day telling nations to come to the table. This guy is literally the worst poker player in the world. He announces a 145% tariff against China, And before they even respond, he reduces it to 30%. It's like showing up to a poker table, going all in with bluster, and then before anyone can respond, saying, I fold. The whole world is saying to America and the Trump administration regarding his sclerotic, reckless, and quite frankly, stupid tariffs, the same way Logan Roy responded to his children in succession, you are not a serious people. All of this has done is reduced our reputation and created incentive for other nations to reroute their supply chains around us. And there are discussions, but they're not happening between America. They're happening between Japan, South Korea, and China, who for the first time in decades are talking about economic agreements. I had dinner with the CEO of Alibaba in Europe, who is touring Europe and selling the Baba Cloud into European companies who are working with AWS. Kevin, you want to see a reduction in the revenues of your small and medium-sized businesses? Let us continue to damage our reputation globally with a series of nonsensical tariffs, reductions, increases. Our brand, the US brand now means toxic uncertainty. No one knows how to plan their business against this man who goes up and down. So he's either stupid and doesn't understand economics, see above every tariff in history or every tariff policy, or he has decided, I know, I'll take the markets up and down and let the people close to me and who support me trade in this and make billions. I think that is what is going on.
There's a concept now that I deal with every day called Trump derangement syndrome internationally when I have to work in Abu Dhabi or in Zurich. And I get into a meeting and they want to go into a diatribe about Trump. And I say, this is a useless use of time. I'm not here to debate politics. I'm here to debate policy because we don't make money in politics as investors. We make money with policies. But what you just heard there from Scott is Musk derangement syndrome.
I don't think you actually think he did a salute for a moment. I mean, I'll ask you, but I don't think you do.
I think derangement, the term derangement, is usually something levied at people when they don't have a cogent argument to counter the arguments I'm making. I would call myself someone who's been infected with democracy addiction syndrome and is allergic to the type of depravity that these individuals are demonstrated. I generally haven't seen Senator Booker's gesture.
This one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
I think Steve Bannon and Elon Musk both gave Nazi salutes. I've watched the tape a bunch of times. This is an individual who's decided there's a white genocide against Africana farmers. I think he knew what he was doing. He seems to be very disciplined about not making remarks or comments with respect to China. Whenever there's money on the line in a society where he may not have the same rights of free speech, he seems very disciplined. So we have a fundamental disagreement. I do believe it was a Nazi salute or a Nazi gesture. I don't see other Republicans accidentally making hand gestures that remind them of the Third Reich.
But Cory Booker did. I mean, you should see it after this. Honestly, you would be amazed how similar the arm movement was and the difference in the way it was treated. Well,
then it was wrong. I want to give you and Kevin this. If Senator Booker did this, he should be dressed down and say, you should never accidentally, errantly make a gesture that reminds people of the type of death and destruction that we incurred around an ideology that this symbol came to respect. And it just so happens that two guys who have a history of very conservative politics at a very conservative gathering accidentally made this gesture. They should know better. I don't know a lot of people accidentally making gestures that look like Nazi gestures at parent-teachers meetings. Both Senator Booker, I'll take you at your word, and Steve Bannon and Elon Musk should know better. And it gets in the way of, Kevin, what you were saying, his ability to demonstrate greatness. And I'll be honest, like Neuralink, I think what he's doing in Neuralink could have huge benefit. But the problem is we've decided in our society, well, is it a net good for society? If you could press a button, would you want him to go away? I wouldn't press a button. I think he's inspired the EV race. He may get us to Mars sooner than anybody else. He's created tremendous shareholder value and economic value. I wouldn't press that button. But the problem is with the word net. And that is just because someone can put a rocket into space and create tremendous economic value doesn't mean they shouldn't be held accountable for or acquitted for personal behavior that sets a terrible role model for young men or recklessly damages the well-being of kids in other nations and reduces our soft power. The reason why our small businesses, and like Kevin, I invest and run small business. I sold my last business for $160 million. A third of my clients were overseas. And one of the reasons I was able to do business with Samsung, LVMH, and Toyota was there was a great deal of respect, affection, and goodwill for Americans. I believe that when Americans walk into a corporate office, a small or medium-sized business, they are more likely to do business with us from a company offering the exact same thing from Turkey or from South Africa. And the reason why is despite the fact that we're perceived as obnoxious, aggressive, that we were the good guys, that people always felt good about America. And one of the best ROIs we have made in soft power was that $75 billion in US aid. And to cut it off this recklessly and this cruelly, you know who's filling the void? China. And for the first time in history, surveys show that people around the world see China as a greater force of good than America. And to believe that doesn't hurt us, whether it's economically or working with our security apparatus to let us know when there's terrorist cells gestating or forming, to believe that it's not going to change the depth of the pools of capital that people want to invest in America. Generally speaking, I mean, Pierce, you're British, and tell me if you agree with this. We have our issues. We make a lot of mistakes. But at the end of the day, Americans are seen as the good guys. And
what a devastating takedown by Scott Galloway. Now, look, he said some points in that video that I actually agree with. And I noted down a few points I wanted to just share my opinion and my feelings on with you guys. So the first point in regards to Elon Musk and the situation where two of his children's mothers are basically going through some form of court situation with him in regards to the fact that he doesn't see his children. Now, look, one of the things about the Republican Party and people that are on the right is they speak a lot about being the party of family values, but when it actually comes to showing that they are the party of family values, these guys come up missing every single time. Elon Musk's situation in regards to the amount of children that he has, the amount of mothers that he has for his children, and the way he actually goes about treating his children is actually quite mind-boggling. And I don't understand how it is that Republicans are so comfortable allowing somebody to be in such a powerful position knowing that he doesn't embody family values, which is one of the core values that a Republican or a conservative really prides themselves on. The next thing is we've seen what it is that he's done in terms of cutting aid to the most vulnerable people in society. This is a multi-billionaire who isn't out here trying to make the world a better place. He's literally putting people in a worse position, and he's doing it from a position of him being a billionaire, and he's taking it out on people that are living in third world countries that are struggling to be able to get even the most basic things that it is that they need to be able to cover their needs. This is the individual that it is that we're working with. So the points that Scott Galloway spoke about in regards to Elon, bang on 100%. The next thing that Scott Galloway spoke about is Donald Trump and the meme coins. Genuinely, look, as an outsider that lives across the pond in the UK, I do not understand how it is that the current sitting president of the United States is literally running a Ponzi scheme in regards to meme coins and crypto, and no one is saying or doing anything about it. How have we got here? How has this happened? How have we got to a place where the president of the United States can run a full-blown scam in front of our faces and nobody says or does absolutely anything about it? Now, in regards to the salute that it is that you saw Scott speak about, look, comparing what Booker did to what Musk and Bannon did, it's just stupid. It's just stupid, and it's a stretch. And this is what it is that these guys will do. It's always whataboutism when it comes to Donald Trump. They will never stay focused on the topic of, look, these are the things that it is that Trump or people around Trump are doing. You know, they'll never hold that person accountable. It's always about, well, this person done this person done that. They can never stay on topic when it comes to what it is that people aligned with Donald Trump have done. The reality is this, and I'll say this in closing. Scott Galloway spoke about Americans' reputation is taking a hit around the world. And that's 100% the case. It 100% is the case. A lot of people that I speak to right here in the UK, when we discuss what's happening in the States, and we discuss an individual like a Donald Trump, like Elon Musk, a lot of people no longer look at America as favorably as they once did. A lot of people do not. And that right there in of itself is a problem. Because long after Donald Trump is gone, there's going to have to be somebody else that's going to have to step in and fill that void, and then also build back up that reputation that it is that they've built over years and years. But look, guys, as usual, you know that this channel and this video are nothing without you guys. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. While you guys are down there, do me a massive favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, while you're doing that, turn on the bell notifications so that you will get notified every single time we upload a brand new video. And last but not least, hit that thumbs up button purely for the YouTube algorithm. Let's get this video in front of as many people as possible. And don't forget, let me know your thoughts and your comments on this exchange between Kevin O'Leary, Piers Morgan, and Scott Galloway. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.